Hello and welcome to the Casual Hour, a podcast ostensibly about video games, but mostly about the month of October. I'm your host, Bobby Pease. Joining me over that way is the gamer on the go, Chase Kinnicky. Joining me down that way is the gamer that we keep around sometimes, Johnny Amazich. And right beneath us, the talent, your friend and mine, P. Brown the Aeon, Patric Brown. How y'all doing?
Good.
Welcome.
It's my birthday month. Well, almost my birthday month.
Happy
It's almost
birthday
my birthday month as well.
Yes. It's gonna be. Are there any games coming out on my birthday? Hold on. A little to the left is the only one coming out on my birthday. Trash. All right, whatever.
Wow.
Sorry.
It's
That
been
game doesn't seem bad. I don't know.
It's been a minute since we've all got together. Happy to have the group here for a fun-filled evening of everyone's somewhat healthy, everyone's somewhat happy.
Yeah, that's fair. That is an accurate description.
Are we not happy? I'm happy.
I'm great.
Are we healthy though? That's the real question. Is everyone healthy?
I'm getting over a cold. I was pretty sick last week.
Okay.
I think Bobby said, you've been feeling under the weather most of the day.
Yep.
So it's going around.
Yeah, I had strep throat twice in September.
Ugh.
Yeah. It was terrible. It came, it went away, and then came back. And I was like, all right, well, I'm dying.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, dude, it was terrible.
Your body betrayed you.
Fucking awful. Yes, it did. Yes, very much so.
There's definitely some shit going around. Like, I was sick in July. I'm sick again now. Like, I've taken countless COVID tests. It's a bummer, It's a bummer. The only one that's healthy is Chase, and he doesn't even want to be around us.
True. That's why.
Can you blame him?
That's why I'm so healthy.
No,
because I'm not around any.
Look, Chase, we've been saying for a while, we know we're sick. We're sick.
Yeah.
Sick individuals.
Sick and thick.
Yeah.
That's how we live our lives here at the Casual Hour.
Okay, I'm
Sick
down
boy
with that.
summer.
Because I've had thick boy summer. Now I'm ready for sick boy fall, and that's where I'm at these days. That's the life I'm living. If you're just tuning in, we do something once a month where we get to tell you about the video games that are coming out the next month. We also break down the games from the prior month that we enjoyed most, and we tell you about some of the things that we've been doing in between all of that. September was a pretty big month. We actually had a backlog episode last week where Chase and I aired our dirty laundry and tried to talk about like all the shit that we've been playing, all the shit that we wanted to play. Patrick, I know that you've got a lot. Johnny, I know that you've given up for
A long time ago. But
tonight we're going to figure out a few more things. It's October. I think October looks pretty good. And pretty good month. But before we even get into all that, Chase, I gotta know, what have you been playing?
Yeah.
What have you been up to?
I've been watching anime.
Fair. You know what? That's very
That's
on.
good.
That's
Hey, me too.
That tracks.
Yeah.
All that tracks. We're not upset about it at all.
I mean, I honestly haven't really been playing much of anything. I need to get back to a lot of stuff. I'm playing a game that I can't talk about here, but maybe I can talk about on a future episode of Gamers on the Go. And I've been playing a lot of World Flipper still, and I think World Flipper is really cool, and more people should play World Flipper. But that's about it.
Okay.
So I'll seed my time. Give my time back.
We're seeding time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I'll hop in here because I've not been watching. Well, I have been watching anime. I take that back. I've been watching. Don't you do it? You can't gatekeep anime, Chase. Just because it doesn't have scantily clad panty sniffers on it doesn't mean that it's not anime.
I mean, I don't know. I watched the Trigger episode. It didn't not have that.
I'm telling you, Star Wars Visions is anime. Whether you want to admit it or not, that's anime.
It is. No. It is anime. I am not arguing that. I just feel like you still haven't watched unanime.
We gotta get Bobby to watch anime. Hey man, Chase, I really dug this episode. I thought the art was cool and I like what they're doing. Oh, that's great. You fucking idiot. You fucking dummy. You're not even
not what I said.
You stupid ass. Why don't you watch some real shit, you piece of garbage? Let me show you something here.
I have the receipts, you bastard. When you're like, oh, I thought episode 3 was really good. And I was like, yeah, that's by Trigger.
Here I am, coming to you hat in hand, trying to have some common ground. I play card games with you all year. I play fucking turn-based games with you all year. I fire up an anime, and I'm still not in the fucking upper echelon here with you. No. I've been to some other stuff.
Evangelion, and then we'll talk.
Wow, John.
That's what I'm asking.
How about I tell you all about Toem instead?
Okay.
Okay, I'll settle for that.
It's Toem.
Soulja Boy Toem.
No.
Oh boy, there it is.
No, please
There it is. There it is.
I'm not talking about Braid here.
I'm sorry.
Wow. Wow.
No, like how do you even get over?
Wow. I hate this. You know what? Guess what you just did, asshole? You just jacked the price up. That's
of what?
You just jacked the
price
up.
Going to 30K.
You're going to 30K right now.
Oh, like no, like anyone's going to make it to 20 to begin with.
Oh, somebody's been saving up.
How about
I'm at 7.5 thousand casual coins. I may get there someday, but it won't be today.
Not today, not ever. It's gonna be 30. You just bet your fucking bottom dollar on it.
Fine. I've already got it once. I listened to that episode, and you guys said some very nice things.
Well, that'll never happen again. That's before you made some stupid comment like Soulja Boy Toem.
Bobby,
I stand by that joke.
All right.
We did a quick look of the demo
months ago
of that game.
So if you're not familiar and hip to it, Toem is that really cool black and white and gray art styled photography based exploration game. You set out, your grandmother gives you a camera and an album. She says, go out, start your adventure, and check it out. We didn't know this when we did the quick look, but this is a short game, which is awesome. Because coming off the heels of a backlog episode, we needed something to be a W. And Toem is a big W for me. That game has charm for days. It's got an awesome style. It has an awesome soundtrack. The writing is so good in that game. I played this on the Switch, a system I hate, and it played really great on the Switch.
You hate it so much.
I hate it so much that I keep buying games for it.
One of the new models of it.
I did. Yeah. Honestly, I thought about, that's one of the reasons I got this game, because I thought on an OLED display, this might look pretty sharp. And, well, turns out when you're waiting to play New World, you got some time to kill. And I had about 5.5 hours to kill of Toem.
My God.
Look, y'all, I actually 100% of this game. And
really?
Yeah. Like I did everything you could do in this game. And it's just, I think that this is a game that y'all need to check out. It should be on everybody's radar. It is a good sense of escapism. It's some positivity. I think it does a great job to cure some wanderlust if you have that. I think it could also be a motivator for you to get out and do something you might be thinking about doing. And it's incredibly palatable. You can do this in a weekend. You can do it in one sitting if you're really brave. My total hour count was like 5.5 hours, and that was getting everything in the game.
That's not bad.
So not bad at all. It's a world that I will say I wasn't quite ready to leave, but I was okay to go based off of other things going on. I wish I had a reason to go back and do more there, but it's not a difficult game. There's really not a lot of challenges. There is a little puzzling in some of the worlds, but nothing too crazy. I can't say enough great things about Toem. I believe it's on most platforms, and I think it's around $20. So a lot of reasons to check that game out. And
glowing recommendation.
I was sold on that game the moment we saw it. Did we see it at the Wholesome Games Direct or like Steam?
It was like a Summer Game Fest or something, I think, when it first was around.
Yeah, I feel like we saw something before we played it, but yeah, like that game. That game is really cool, and I'm excited to try it for myself. I've purchased it on the Switch, and I'll get to it soon.
Yeah, it's
that game. I can't wait.
It's good. I think Toem's fantastic. Please go check that out. Support them. Really cool shit. And if you're still having some wanderlust, and if you're still wanting to get out and explore, and if you're finding yourself on some sort of journey, both inward and outward, look no further than a little game called Sable that dropped last Friday. And this is on Game Pass. It's out on, I think, it's not on Switch.
Just about everything.
But it's on, I believe, PC, Mac. I think it's on, I know it's on Xbox, obviously. I think it's on PlayStation.
Mm-hmm. It's on PlayStation. It's on Mac. Mm-hmm.
Hell?
Yeah. Basically everything but Switch.
Okay. Sable is also a banger of a soundtrack. Japanese Breakfast made the soundtrack for this game, and it is such a perfect companion to the story that they're trying to tell. I read an article today, I can't remember where I saw this, but somebody said Sable is the best chill moments from Breath of the Wild, and I think that's pretty accurate on what you're getting into here. So you're playing a Sable. You are breaking away from your family, and you build your own hover bike. The developers, and this is a Chase Kinnicky first, in my opinion, but the developers later on reiterated this and doubled down on Chase's statement that the opening shots of Jakku from The Force Awakens, where Rey is on her speeder, right here as Chase is showing us, is a source of inspiration for how you would traverse this game. And it's really cool. Some things I didn't know from the demo I played that I think is awesome. Not only are you out on this pilgrimage, are you out like on the self-exploratory journey? There's like 3 categories that they basically break down that you're like a path that you're following, and you can follow all of them, but you're doing these objectives that will go towards it. So like the first one that you're working on is like a mechanic, and so they send you to find another mechanic. So after you build your bike, like, hey, go find my friend, he's a mechanic, or they're a mechanic over here in this town. And as you're doing these things in that category, it's unlocking things. And so the first thing that you can start to see is like the gear that you wear. So your gear is reflective of your skill set and your trade, which I think is a really cool concept of like how you would communicate what your skill sets are. But again, you can get multiple things. The writing on that game is really good. I like the compass on that a whole lot. You hold down a button and it brings up this like holographic sphere around you. And
it shows you, your objectives. I really like the way that they've done that for sure.
The game's art, it's crazy. Like I feel like the last few weeks that we've all been talking, there's been multiple games that I think are incredibly strong contenders for style. And I like have made my mind up each week on what's going to be the winner. And then I play another game. I'm like, fuck. Now we got to talk about it. I think that might be one of the hardest categories come Game of the Year this year when it comes to best style.
I see it.
It's going to be fucking brutal. And Sable does a lot of things in that category that I think work really well. I could see how it might set some people off. Like, one thing that still is weird for me is I'm playing this game at 60 frames a second, but the movement that they make Sable run in is not
30.
And so it's really strange. Like, it's not quite the level of like Into the Spider-Verse, like where it's like this is supposed to be glitching, but it definitely is a little like, what the fuck is going on here? And like you settle into it. And I think that you're going to upgrade your speeder to be faster. I hope you are, because it feels like it's moving much slower than what it should be for where you're at. So I'm looking to zip that thing around, but I think it's got a lot of promise. I think it's going to be a little bit simpler than maybe what we expected. Some of the puzzles on it aren't that challenging yet, but a game about exploring and a game about self-identification, I think is really important and really cool to see as an art form. And again, the soundtrack played against the game is a really cool experience in itself. But Sable's fucking rad. You have no excuse not to check it out if you have Game Pass. It's on all those things. You can play on your phone, you can play on your PC, your console. It needs to be played. It's a really cool game.
I will say the little that I played of it has been on my Xbox One X, and it has some performance issues.
Okay. Really?
On the Xbox One X, the most powerful console?
Not the Series X.
One X. I'm sorry, the One X.
But
it's
still,
an easy mistake to make.
Yeah, no one would ever make a mistake.
Come on, Patrick. How could you?
It's so clear.
Yeah. So I stopped playing it there for that reason, because it was kind of hindering my experience a little bit. And I have it on PC as well. I haven't checked it out there yet. But I've heard from other sources that on the other consoles it hitches a little bit and has some technical issues, but I don't think that detracts too much from the overall experience that they're going for.
Okay. Yeah, more to come on Sable. I'm probably a couple hours into it, and I want to see where it goes. I don't think it's a very long game. I might be wrong on that.
It doesn't sound like it.
But
you're past where you were in the demo, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I exhausted about as much as I could out of the demo before that. It does kick things off a little differently than what the demo. I mean, it's almost the exact same thing, but there's a slight adjustment, like when you get your bike. Okay. And then the last thing I just want to, I can't remember how much I've talked about this game on the show. I know that we did a preview of it around the same time that we did the preview for.
We talked about it a little bit because I remember. I think I downloaded the playtest that was available at the time.
I just want to shout out Potioncraft that has entered into officially an early access period, and Potioncraft is a really, again, another one of those stylistic, really cool looking games. You either inherit or buy a house and you decide to turn it into a potion shop. You have a garden, and you also have the town that comes in, and there's a map in your lab, and you are exploring the map. So each ingredient gives you some sort of pattern or path on the map. And so like you can do, if I took just a mushroom, for example, and I put the mushroom in a cauldron, it's like a half journey on that map. But if I muddle that mushroom, however much I muddle it, extends the path upwards of double the length. And so you're trying to figure out what ingredients to piece together to map out a path to take clear water into some potion. So you're trying to discover potions, and then at the same time you have a shop front where somebody's like, hey, I got to fight a frost troll. Do you have anything that can like heat up my sword? So you need to figure out how to make a fire potion. And you can save them to a recipe book, and so like once you learn it, you can just click on it and then it automatically creates the potion for you. But since the demo that Chase and I did a quick look for, they've added quite a bit into it. There's legendary shit on it now. Like there's also a morality system. So people come through and want to do bad things to the people in the town. And if you pay them, or I'm sorry, if you build a potion for them, it can lower your reputation. And so there's a pretty cool roadmap if you go into the main menu of the game where they're adding a bunch of shit. There's an entire like set of machinery in your basement that is going to come from like exotic and legendary ingredients and parts, and like you can learn recipes, and once you learn recipes you can restore your own shit. It seems like it's going to be pretty robust from a very simple, easy to navigate menu system. It reminds me a little bit of the shopkeep that you had in Moonlighter. So that game I want to say is like $17, I think, somewhere around that point on Steam if you do the early access.
15.
How much? 15?
Yep.
Okay, 15 on Steam. Early access. They have not said when they anticipate to hit 1.0. They have not said if it'll be on anything. I shouldn't say they haven't said. I have not seen confirmation of when this game's coming out, and I have not seen confirmation on when to expect or where to expect this game. But
Windows is the only current platform for it.
I like this game a lot. It's got a lot of promise. It might be something that if I end up doing a solo stream one night, this would be a pretty fun game to stream, I think, and show off some of the mechanics to it. But it also looks really good. So check out Potioncraft. And
right. Does that bring us to the Deathloop chat?
Yeah, I've been playing Eastward and Deathloop. I'm very, very close on Deathloop. I'm happy to talk about that with everybody that wants to hear about it.
Did I take a break? I just go download Sable on my PS5 and be back later.
Is it out on It is on PlayStation, right? Confirmed?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, apparently. No, tell me about the Deathloop. I'm not against this game. I just know that you guys, I have not been playing it. I know all three of you have it.
I love this game.
So do I.
I think when it's all said and done, this may end up being my game of the year. Like just based on how I'm feeling about it.
Don't say things you can't take back.
I said may. It may be my game of the year.
Okay.
But how far along hour wise are you guys? Because it's impossible for me to know how close I am to completing a full loop with killing all of the different visionaries. But I can tell you that my hour count is 8.5 right now. And it seems like 16, 17 is about the time that I've seen for people who have completed a full loop and seen credits. Have either of you guys seen credits yet?
No.
Completed it?
So I think I'm really close. I'm at 16.9 hours.
Jeez.
Okay.
So I think I'm getting, but I have also, like, that's not been a consistent, like, you are doing everything in your power. Like, a good portion of that was just building up my inventory.
Yeah.
And, like, but I do feel very confident. I think I just have to figure out one person, and then I can go through. I can do the entire loop.
Go through and boom, boom, knock everybody out. Cool.
Yep, I'm really close.
So
I'm not that far at all. I actually started the game over, because I felt like I was missing.
It's a loop game. You
hush. No, I started the whole game over because I felt like I was missing some like important story details.
Okay.
Because when the game first starts, like it throws a lot at you very, very, very quickly. And the presentation is great, but it was just so much. I was like, let me start over to make sure I have a good foundation for what the hell I'm getting into. I think that's
really fair because I think a lot of people, like, from the moment they announced this game with the trailers, like, okay, what the fuck is this? Like, so I don't think that is unwarranted whatsoever. But do you feel like you're on firmer ground now with what's going on?
Yeah, most definitely. I love the entire atmosphere. I mean, I love the lore that the game is bringing. All the all the sci-fi elements. Of course, you all know I'm a sci-fi dork. So like everything about this game is delivering. The voice acting, like everything about this game is just delivering on all fronts.
I think that the banter between Colt and Juliana is so good. And especially, I really love whenever future tech, but it's like it was developed in the 60s, you know? So it has that Art Deco look to it.
Retro future.
And I'm such a sucker for that stuff. And like I've been showing off like lots of the stuff to my wife who is a designer and always appreciates, nicely curated art and stuff in games. And she like came by and commented, and she's like, what is this game? This looks beautiful. But
when she said that to you,
no, she didn't. What do you guys think of like the gunplay though, like the actual game part of it? How are you finding that?
The gunplay feels that's probably the weakest part of the game for me.
Really?
Yeah. It doesn't feel very strong. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Like it all feels very loose. It feels very, very, very loose.
Okay.
Like there's not a lot of weight to them. But again, I'm not very far, so that could change, with later guns. But right now, it just all feels very loose to me. The combat in general just feels very loose.
Okay. You will get like unique weapons and stuff that have like different stats and skills that are associated with them. I don't know if you've messed at all with the trinkets that you pick up.
Oh yeah, I have.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Like I think all that stuff, like kitting out, like there's a lot of like making a build in a way, right? Like Bobby, do you have like the slabs you like to use, the guns you like to use, the trinkets you like to use that you found a specific method?
I've gotten
to how you like to play the game.
This is like tuned in, and to the point now where like I'm pretty OP when it comes to scenarios. Like I've gotten to. There's like not a good way to talk about this without coming across like maybe a little fucked up, but I've gotten to a point now with like the visionaries when I go through the loop, like killing them's not enough for me. It's like, how do I fuck with them the most? And
so you want to humiliate them.
I do. And so like I got to a point where there was one that was trying to use blink or shift on me, and I was able to basically like shift around their shift a few times. And I also am not shooting people that are visionaries. I'm kicking them to where they fall down and smashing their head. Like it's just
oh my god.
Yeah, I know. I'm fine, really. I'm okay.
A little sadistic, Bobby. Are you taking out any aggression that you may be feeling from other aspects of your life on the?
No. I'm just trying to add a little bit of fun to it. But
he renames all the visionaries Johnny Amosich.
Like it's like if you were playing Hitman and you only assassinated people with expired cans of tomato sauce.
That would be it. But no, I've I would say, Patrick, like for me, like I'm playing. I don't know where you're playing this at, but PC. Okay. And I don't. If I remember correctly, you don't like using a mouse and keyboard, right?
No.
Okay.
I'm playing with the DualSense myself.
I have been using mouse and keyboard exclusively for this and love it. I think it feels great. The one thing that's a little strange is that I found the range of some of these weapons to be pretty wild. Like I can use. So what's the name of the like hand cannon?
Oh god.
The 4-pounder. 4-pounder.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I think that's it. There's one of those that you get from Visionary that does emit like a toxic cloud of gas whenever it hits.
I killed myself with that gun.
There's a well, actually, you can get a perk, Johnny, that ignores that.
Yeah.
But
I didn't have that at the time though.
That gun, I can use that gun up close, or I was able to have the same range on it that I had with one of the rifles, and I found that to be like that's been my gun that I start out with quite a bit because I can do that and then use the Nexus to loop everybody up and have a pretty good time with it. I like the gameplay a lot. I think it builds off of what Dishonored did. Honestly, like I don't think did any of you play the new Prey? Not the old one, but the one that they redid.
No, I didn't. I watched the no clip docs about them.
Prey
and think that they're neat.
So Prey feels so much more like a proof of concept for this game. Like I think that it's interesting how they brought in some of the attributes.
I've heard
of that.
Yeah, I've seen other people say that. Like,
yeah, it's wild.
Especially the Moon Crash DLC. It sounds like that's where
this
Deathloop kind of was born. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. And like I didn't finish Prey. Like again, it's a little too spooky for me. But the gunplay and the abilities specifically combined in Prey, I can see where this game manifested from. I think the writing is phenomenal. I think it's a very smart and respectful game where, you know, other time loop games, I feel like I would need to have like scratch paper handy. Like this game does a good job of like giving me the hints that I've uncovered in a really palatable way that I dig. And Johnny, I mean, the game has, I mentioned this earlier about style. You know, each week I'm playing a new. September was full of style, and this game kicked it off for me. Like this game looks so good. Like best looking category, 100%. Like I think it's way up there. And I really like, you know, a lot of mod vintage stuff. I love mid-century stuff, and I think a lot of that's here in this game. I love Colt. I think Colt's a fantastic character. I like Juliana quite a bit. Yeah,
the guy that does his voice is so great.
Well, especially the moments when you get like him talking to himself about shit. Like I love that. Like when things are going off the rail and he's commenting about like what he's doing to cause it or like navigate it, I think is phenomenal. And it's just really cool. Like it's really cool to see the choices they're making with all the representation of all the visionaries and how they play together and like just their sadistic little circle and like where Colt seemingly fits into that. Like I think it's fucking great. I think it's really cool.
Learning how much he was involved with all that stuff.
Yeah,
I really like the I don't know if idle dialogue is the right word, but like if you try and pick up ammo or something and it's full, and he's like, "Don't get greedy, Colt."
Yep, I think that's like, really good.
Yeah,
the ability to double down. So like, what I will say, Patrick, I don't know if you're aware of this, but like, if you've got a slab, if you come across that slab again in the game, it goes back as into your arsenal as an upgrade. And so there's some really wild shit, like because it's not like there's like one or two for like I think 3 or 4 for one ability that I can swap in and out of, and so like it goes from like health leeching to like the shift one just gets downright silly on like how far you can go with that. Like it's really cool. So there's a build I can make now where like you make no sound when you make less sound when you're running, you don't make any sound. I can shift multiple places, and I got a gun that's silent. So if I really wanted to go in and play this stealth, I could. But if I want to go in guns blazing, I've got a build for that too. And I'm having a hell of a great time with just like the infusing system. I think is brilliant, and like this kind of give and take that you have on these runs. Like, well, I won't have this gun for the rest of it, but I'll at least have this in my inventory. And so there's this really weird, like the same way I think about guns in Destiny sometime, but like I want to collect all these. Like
I was gonna say that,
there's something here with it. So I did that a lot.
I was very surprised at the depth, with the weapon systems and things like that, because again, like Johnny was saying earlier, like none of it was nothing about this game was ever really explained, right? Like the marketing was just very like stylish. And we knew that it was like a time loop game, but we didn't know anything about the other like gameplay systems or like the general story of it at all. So the entire game is just, there's so much there, that I think I would have appreciated more if they would have told us about that like ahead of time. You know what I mean? But anyway, like you were saying, the depth, everything about this game is just fantastic. I can't say any more than what you all have already said, especially because you're further than I am in the game. But I'm going to try to finish that up this weekend. I'm going to like really, really go in, because the game of the year is coming out next week, and I have to be able to play it.
I think that we'll probably, for the most part, like I don't want to speak for everybody here, but I think moving forward this year, you probably won't hear too much from me, at least on this game, until Game of the Year time. Because I'm at that point where I'm buttoning this up, and I think that I've definitely exhausted all my feelings on it. We got a quick look that you can go check out. It's a very long quick look, but again, like the systems Patric's talking about, we spend a good chunk of time at the beginning like trying to set that up.
We had to find a way to make it make sense what we were doing. I think
I've got a couple of questions as a person who hasn't played this game, and just the bits that I've seen, and I still don't feel like I really have answers to. The first one is, what is progression really like? Because I know it's got like you can die twice, and then the last time you restart the loop. But what happens if you get to the end of a loop? Are there levels exactly, or are you going to? Like what? How do you progress in this game other than like just upgrading your guns or upgrading the different things that you can take with you in the next loop?
So, I mean that is part of it. So you have morning, noon, afternoon, and evening. There are 4 levels. Each one has a different layout or thing depending on the time of day that you're there. As you progress, you're collecting this resource called residuum that you then use to infuse the gear that you've picked up along the way. And so you're also getting these slabs, which are like skills, and you can have 2 of those equipped at once. So you're killing the visionaries, you're taking their slab, and then you are infusing those so you can keep them on your next loop that you go through. So that is the progression, is you're getting to the point where you can keep the gear that you want to keep. Because if you go through a loop and you don't infuse anything, and the loop starts over again, you're back at square one. Like it'd be like a roguelike, basically, where like the day's over, or you die, and you just start with Colt's basic weapon, and the trinket, and the one slab he gets, which is the being able to die twice. So.
Is it possible? Because could somebody just jump in and play this game for one loop and kill all the visionaries and see credits at the very beginning?
No.
So it's not. It doesn't do that.
It's not.
The one.
It's not a roguelike in that sense. Like you do have to progress in the game.
Yeah, because you're finding clues. You're seeing like letters and instant messages, audio recordings that then reveals more information. It's like, oh, this is happening at this time of day at this location, so I know if I go there I can do this. And like, so
you've got 2 menus, Chase, that like to like be as direct on answering that question as I can. You've got 2 menus that really do more for progression than like even the weapons. So there's not an actual like XP or leveling in this. None of that shit's here. But every single time that you find one of the things Johnny's mentioning about, it goes to one of those lists, sometimes both. And so you might learn something about the area that you're in that, hey, this time of day, this place catches on fire. And if you don't figure out that fire, you can't access it in the evening. It's preventable. And so you learn what causes the fire. That progression is now carried over. And that's in the form of codes. That's in each player. It's like Johnny has a different sequence of codes, Patrick does, and I do. So we can't share those codes. They're all in the game. And so like if I come across a safe code, or if I come across a countdown code or a container code, I couldn't be like, hey, Patrick, here's the code. And then he could just run through it. Mm-hmm. But there's going to be other things. It's like you learn about not only a visionary, but there might be a situation in time where like maybe more than one visionary is in a place at a time, which Juliana is feeding you seemingly as you're playing the game. If you're listening to her dialogue, like there's rules that they all have, and you'll uncover it throughout the game. But like one of the rules is visionaries can't be in the same room together because of this shit that's happening with Colt.
Yeah, because it makes them more vulnerable. Sure.
So like you're going to learn about progression, and so in the menus you have one for your visionaries that looks more like a mind node, like a mind map. So it might say chase, and then there's a bunch of empty boxes beyond it, and you're filling in those boxes. And once you fill up all those boxes on your run, you get a cutscene. It's like, okay, you know exactly how to kill Chase, and you can do that now. And then it does that for each visionary based off of you finding the pieces, and it doesn't tell you what to do, so you have to fill that in. And sometimes it's because you went and just listened to a conversation a visionary had, or you read one of their diaries at a different time of day that then unlocks something in the morning. So like I thought I had somebody figured out, and based off new information, like, hey, actually you can't do that anymore because your only shot for this is now this. And so you got to figure out all this shit. And so my progression gets redirected. So yes, it carries progression. Yes, it carries weapons over, but not in the like not in your leveling ability. And this is the big one. So as you start to kill visionaries, the game has a system that is going to compound difficulty level. But with that, it increases rarity of loot. And so if I start the morning off and I kill somebody, as the game, like each part of the day goes on, the difficulty is increasing, but you're getting more purple drops, you're getting more rare shit with it.
There'll be more traps laid for you. Juliana will start invading your game every time you go out. It scales, and
so it's a little bit more like a Majora's Mask in that way, where you're filling out that bomber's notebook, and you have to do a couple things to know the stuff to unlock it in the game to be able to continue forward.
This is the Majora's Mask of 2021. This is what we're saying. So that's all I have to say about Deathloop. I don't know if you guys.
I had a second question.
Okay,
and that's about more like the environments that you're running through. Mm-hmm. So when I think about something like Prey or Dishonored 2, even though I didn't really like Dishonored 2 that much, I think about the really cool level design that goes in there. You have in Dishonored 2, you have that mansion that you can shift kind of between the two versions of. You have the Clockwork Mansion. You've got like lots of interesting, cool level design. And from what I've seen, and I'll admit I haven't seen a ton of this game, but what I've seen in this game is kind of just walking around an island and shooting some people at some docks, or shooting some people over here. And I haven't really seen anything that made me go, oh, that's Arcane's cool ass level design at work. Is there something there for somebody who's looking for cool, innovative levels like in previous Arcane games?
I mean, I can think of a couple of areas that the visionaries are located in that have unique themes, and I can't get too deep into it without like spoiling stuff.
Like I know there's one that's got like everybody's got the fox masks on. Like that's like everybody's wearing the same kind of mask, and it makes it hard to know who's the visionary. And I guess they kind of got that from Dishonored 1, right? There's like a dinner party you go to that's similar, that everybody wears masks, so it kind of, hey, we kind of up the ante with some of the ideas that we had from Dishonored 1. Okay, I really just wanted to know if there were cool, interesting levels, or if it was just kind of going around.
I have one thought on that, but I want to, Patrick, do you have anything that you want to add on that you've encountered?
No.
Okay, mine will be super brief, getting to Johnny's point, but I think that the trick here, if we're looking for like a trick or like a sleight of hand by Arcane, is like I can literally go to one of these 4 spots at multiple times of the day, and there's certain things that change throughout the day on this level. And what I mean by that is just like that fire is like, I used that example earlier, like that shut down in a part of the level that I could use to like traverse and do stuff through. So like, I think that maybe things aren't changing or are majestic, or maybe it's like, oh shit, that's a very drastic change. But not only does the town physically change, the people in the town, because there's people that like know that they, like everybody's on this island is aware that they're going to die and start the day over again. And so the behavior progressively reflects that. Like you might come across, like there's a part that I'm not going to spoil where like they're just experimenting in their own way of like, well, how could we end this today? And that does something in the level that maybe you wouldn't have seen before. Or the timing of like, I did some shit in the morning that has now opened up this whole new opportunity that was never here before on this part of town at this part of day. And I think that's really fucking cool. It's not nearly as like sneaky or tricky or flashy as like a changing mansion or some of the stuff in Dishonored.
Right. It's not like a glowing set piece kind of thing that people can go, oh, that's the blank level. It's more that it builds on itself over time.
I would equate it more in some ways to Hitman, where you are playing these levels repeatedly and you're learning where things are and how sequences of events play out, and you're mastering those levels. But they are still, like Bobby said, there's things you can do to affect, what happens later on in the day. And I personally, I'm a big fan of all that stuff that's going on in this game.
Yeah, same.
So excited to see more of it.
That's Deathloop.
Right. That's Deathloop.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny. Patric, anything else, Patrick, that you've got that you want to shout out?
As far as what I've been playing, a lot of Overwatch. Me and my friend Tegan, we've been getting ready for Overwatch 2, which still doesn't have a release date. But
is that coming out?
Yeah.
I think Blizzard's got other stuff to worry about right now.
Yeah, they do. But they had the Overwatch League grand finals over the weekend, and some of the pro teams actually played the most recent build of Overwatch 2, which is very, very, very interesting to see. Because do you all play Overwatch at all? Or
I have
played it. I don't.
Not for a long time.
Not for a long time. Yeah. So the biggest thing about Overwatch 2 is that it's 5v5 instead of 6v6.
I do remember hearing that.
Yes.
Did they get?
Who do I play as?
Yeah, who do you play as? And did they get rid of? Didn't they get rid of like a type for that change too, or is that not true? Am I making that up?
It's one less tank, right?
Yeah. Just one less tank, and they had to redesign all of the tanks to accommodate this new accommodate this change, basically. So my main tank is Reinhardt, aka Big Time Ryan.
Big Time Ryan, all right.
And then also my second tank is the off tank Zarya, my buff queen, as I call her. And it was very interesting to see this all play out. So yeah, so that's mainly it. Just playing some competitive Overwatch, getting ready for Overwatch 2. So me and Tegan can dive in very, very, very quickly whenever they have a release date for it, which we don't know when that's going to happen. But
yeah, I mean, look, it's
eventually.
It's Johnny and I were talking off pod today. We're not going to get into it right now, folks, but it's hard. Like he asked me, hey, did you pick up Diablo 2? And I was like, like I got Diablo 3 and I think that it's doing a lot of cool things right now. I've got way too much shit going on, but like I also a little conflicted. And I'm sure that you, as somebody who's currently enjoying actively one of those games, it's got to be hard. And we've talked a little bit on the show with you specifically about things. And like, I know it's a shitty thing to have to make people who like what you do make harder decisions.
Yep, exactly. I think there was an interview with the director of Diablo 2 recently, and they're just like, yes, things are happening with our company. Like if you want to buy the game,
I mean, it's not like there aren't good people that work for that company.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. And who are like,
pour their heart and soul into making this stuff.
Shit, like so it's Vicarious. Was it Vicarious that got picked up by them recently?
They're merged into Blizzard, basically.
Mm-hmm. And that's why it's really hard to make like a firm stance on something like a boycott. It's like 100%. You're hurting a lot of people who don't deserve to get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough, but you're right. Like Bobby, we also have friends who play WoW, and hearing some of their stories about just some of the trepidation they have of continuing to support a game like that while the company is still going under what it's going under. I've never played Diablo 2 before. I would really like to. I didn't love Diablo 3, but I know Diablo 2 is the classic one. And but I think more than Blizzard's troubles, it's to what Bobby said. It's I don't have time to play a remake of a game or a remaster of a game when there 100%. Are so many brand new games that I need to play right now. Jesus Christ. Like I bought that Castlevania Advance Collection and I'm like, okay, great. When the fuck am I going to play these? I'm not going to play these anytime soon.
Yeah.
But you have them.
I have them.
He just thinks through me. Yeah. All right. So Patrick, you've been playing Deathloop and Overwatch. Anything else you want to shine a light on before we move on?
Oh, I'm only here to talk about one game, baby, but we'll get there later.
All right.
We'll get there.
Johnny. You've got some updates outside of Deathloop here. Some nuggets.
Oh,
hit me with those spicy nugs.
So 343 had another Halo Infinite test flight over the weekend. And they're going to have yet another one this coming weekend, some big team battle. This weekend, they actually opened it up to like 4v4. It wasn't just playing against bots. So I got to get my first taste of just maybe how rusty I am at Halo.
And are you playing this on your Xbox or on your PC?
I played it on both.
Okay.
So I wanted to test it on the Xbox. I wanted to test it on the PC. Obviously, it runs and looks better on the PC. Okay. The Xbox does have a performance mode, though. So it will run in 60 FPS. It's hooked up to a 1080p TV, so I really don't care about the visual fidelity there.
Right.
But the gameplay still feels great. Like I'm even more excited than I was before. Like I was a bit rusty, but I still had like a run of games where I was, top of the leaderboard, getting 15 to 20 kills. They had some capture the flag, and it's good, man. Like I'm really excited to see that game when it finally comes out fully, play the campaign, and then just get lost in that multiplayer for a while, because that's where I spend.
December has never been so far away.
I know. But yeah, I'm really excited for that. Excited to check out Big Team Battle this weekend. I know I sent you, I had a friend code I could send, or a code I could send to a friend to also play on PC. I sent that to you, Bobby. Hopefully we can link up this weekend.
I got it downloaded.
Sweet. Other than that, I have some bite-sized takes here. We talked about Stable already. I'm enjoying that from what I played. I also, a few weeks ago, I picked up Fights in Tight Spaces.
Sorry, you didn't say what. You didn't say its full title.
Oh, you mean Fights in Tight Spaces? To the tune of
put some respect on it. It's called Game of the Year: Fights in Tight Spaces. So please,
come out first. Come out first.
That's true.
Before it can be Game of the Year.
Potential Game of the Year candidate. We have a potential Donkey Kong kill screen. Potential Game of the Year happening.
Casual Monday favorite.
Yes.
Yeah. And look, I watched most of those streams that you guys did of that game, and I knew I was going to enjoy it. And it turns out that game is really fucking good, because I played it for about 2 hours today on my break, and then a little while after work. And goddamn, like it's.
I can't say anything that hasn't been said about that. Besides, everybody should play it. I'm obviously I'm still learning myself how the game plays. So I haven't had a full successful run yet. But I've unlocked a few decks. I got the aggressive deck. I use that. That's a good one.
And And oh
man, I'll tell you what, I think my favorite way to play that still, I like the turtle deck that we had with the defensive build is just so fucking good. It gets so dirty. It just gets so dirty.
Yeah, so really, really enjoyed that. I'm definitely going to spend some more time with that in the coming days and weeks. Bobby, you berated me into buying this next game, Eastward.
Can't believe I had to berate you into this, Mr.
I would like to retroactively berate you into also buying Eastward.
Yeah. Eastward's cool. I played through the first dungeon, which is just like the opening of that game. I probably played for like an hour yesterday after work, and it seems real good. The writing seems really charming. I like that your weapon is a frying pan. I thought that was kind of fun.
I can see P. Brown making some music about this.
You better believe it.
I think this game could be a good source of inspiration for you.
Oh, you better fucking believe
it. I don't want to talk too much about Eastward because Bobby and I have done plenty of that last week. Sure. But I will say, I feel like that game, somehow gives a bad impression of how the rest of that game is because you start underground. And I'm not going to say it looks bad because it still looks great underground.
Yeah.
But once you get above ground and see the surface, Jesus Christ, that game is incredibly
below ground.
Yeah. So you're seeing it and you're like, oh, this game looks nice. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then once you get outside, you'll just go, holy shit! I can't believe they made a game look this good.
It's I think, man, I didn't get to talk about I had to retroactively feel the things that you all felt with Final Fantasy VII. And hearing you all talk about leaving Midgar and being there for the first time on the remake. And I remember distinctly looking up and feeling trapped in that in the remake about fuck man, I'm down here in these shacks looking up at this city. But hearing Jesse and the crew talk a little bit about life beyond the plate and what that would look like, and then hearing you all talk about what happens when you leave there, and honestly, that's what's got me so fucking hyped for the next installment of that game. But I got that same sensibility to Chase's point about breaking out of the underground and going up to the surface in this, and because you're not supposed to be there. It's just not supposed to be something you do. And I'm not going to say why. But when
is it leaving the vault and Fallout?
Yeah, it's a little bit like that. It's a little bit like the what's the Cloverfield sequel?
Oh, something Lane.
Shit.
8 Cloverfield Lane?
Yes.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
A little bit like that too, where it's oh, should I be scared of what's up there, or should I be more scared of what you guys are telling me down here?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it in the quick look. We talked about it when you and I gushed over this game for a while, but I got strong Joel and Ellie vibes from this as well, Last of Us, but not scary, just going out onto the surface and doing this, the attention to detail that they make you feel so immersed in what's going on. And to Chase's point, it changes above ground drastically from time to time. It's wild, man. It's from a science fiction standpoint, it is a fucking trip. It's captivated me in ways that I never thought possible from a video game that looked like this. I'm adding depth and sense to 16-bit art. It feels so lived in, but also so fucking vulnerable at the same time. It's crazy. This game is insane. Eastward is so good. God damn, that game's good.
I would much rather get an HBO miniseries about this game than Last of Us.
I disagree there because I think that game's gonna be anyway. Eastward, I would love to see it. Maybe now that I watch anime, they might do something with that, and I can see it that way. But we'll see.
I'm very interested in this game as well.
So yeah, Eastward.
All right,
Johnny, play more of that game.
I will.
Okay.
All right.
I think we did it
for me.
We've got through it. It's that time.
All right, it's time, guys. We're gonna do what we're supposed to do on this show. And that's talk about the games of October. And just we haven't said this for a bit, but just a little warning, little clarification. We're not going to talk about every single game that's coming out in October. That would be long and difficult because there's just too many fucking games. We're going to talk about the ones that have us most excited or are some of the bigger ones of the month. And so that's kind of where we go. There's we're trying not. I looked through these. There's nothing that's a Japanese release date, save technically halfway kind of one of them. But yeah, and if you're in the chat there and you have a game that you want us to talk about that comes out in October, please throw it out there. So before we get into exactly what the games of October were or are, let's talk about what the games of September were. And let's start by looking through our picks for September. This is what we did on our last preview, and see how those turned out, because maybe they didn't go so well. Who knows? So let's see. On my list, I had Eastward, which we just talked about. Big fan. Sable, which I'm downloading now. I forgot that game was coming to PlayStation consoles. I thought that was PC and Xbox only. So I'm actually really excited that I get to play Sable now. I think I've probably had this realization on the podcast before and forgot about it. And then my last one was Astria Ascending. I don't think that game's out yet. I think that comes out in like a day or two. But I'll probably wait to get that one because I've got enough other stuff to play. But I'm still really excited about that. Bobby, you also. Okay, so it just came out. Bobby, you also got Eastward and Sable on your list, so we know about those. You also have Lost in Random, a game that we did a quick look about. How are you still feeling about Lost in Random?
I like it. I have not gone back to it because of these other games we just talked about, but it is something that I am going to see through and I enjoy quite a bit.
Okay. And Johnny, you had Deathloop as well. And then you had WarioWare Get It Together and Tales of Arise. I know you bought and played some Tales of Arise. I don't know if you've bought and played WarioWare, have you?
I haven't. The reviews came out for that, and they were
kind of middling.
And so I decided to hold off on that.
Yeah, that's a real shame because I love WarioWare, and yeah, there's something about, hey, we just put a bunch of different characters in there and they all played differently. Not sure that's quite what I was looking for.
I think what I'll probably do is just play WarioWare on my analog pocket whenever I get that.
Yeah, WarioWare, Wario Twisted's the one to play. Yeah, that makes sense. And then Tales of Arise, you're a very long RPG.
I'm about 5 hours into that and enjoying it very much.
Cool. And then Patrick, you weren't on our September preview episode, but you did write down a couple games here that you liked in September. You have Deathloop, which again we've talked about, and then you have Splitgate. You want to talk a little bit more about Splitgate?
Yeah, I know the open beta started in August, but Splitgate slaps. I love.
It's real good.
Love me some Splitgate, baby.
It feels like it's coming out at a really good time where, like, getting big at a really good time where, the monthly big shooters, your Call of Duties, your Battlefields, your Halos aren't coming out until later in the year. So this kind of has a place where people can jump in and do a multiplayer online thing and have a good time.
Yep. And I think just like we talked about last time, we talked about Splitgate, like, it feels like a throwback to those, to like the Halo era. So I think the timing may have been a little deliberate to have it, the open beta start before Halo comes out, to kind of like just ride that wave. But yeah, no, Splitgate slaps. I play it, I don't know, maybe like 30 minutes every day, just a little bit. It's like 1 or 2 rounds in. It's so good. I love it.
Nice. And I think we talked about the last time we talked about Splitgate, but the server queues are non-existent, like short to non-existent these days.
I think they fixed it.
Yeah. Not bad. Yeah, not bad at all. I never wait more than like 15 seconds max.
Okay. So Bobby, you could play a couple games of Splitgate while you're waiting for New World queues.
I could play. So this is really quick. I literally beat Toem. For the most part, I would say all but 30 minutes of Toem was completed. On one screen, I had my queue open. On the other screen, I had my Switch playing, and I literally did that. That's how that went. Like, that's how long it took me to get into that game.
All right. Well, let's get into some free games that we'll get in the month of October, and we'll start with Xbox Games with Gold. On the Xbox One, from October 1st to October 31st, the entire month, you can get, I believe it is pronounced Aero? Aero? A-A-E-R-O. Aero. Yes, exactly. Thank you for mind linking with me there. I think this is a really cool looking rhythm game that kind of has some elements of Rez and a little bit of like Thumper, or maybe even like Star Fox in there, where it's partly kind of a shooter, but it's also, you're kind of going on rails as well to the music. It is definitely a rhythm game that kind of has a highway to it. It looked really good. It's got a really nice look to it. I think people should check it out. And then also a game called Hover, which is coming out, or which is going to be free from October 16th to November 15th. So you got a little bit more time on that one. And that seems like the closest thing to a new Jet Set Radio Future.
It just looks like Jet Set Radio Future.
It really does. It really, really does. So if that's your jam, and why wouldn't it be? Hover might be something to check out too. On the Xbox 360, these games are compatible with Xbox One, so you can get them there as well. Castlevania Harmony of Despair is all of October 1st to October 31st. Did anybody know about Harmony of Despair? I don't feel like I remembered it at all, but this is a 2D Castlevania that was made for the 360 and PS3.
I don't remember this, but I also am just not. I never really played Castlevania, so.
Yeah. Oh, like, I remember this one. I never played it, but I do remember it. This was a big deal when it came out.
Really? Because I remember like Lords of Shadow, which was the 3D brawler one, and that came out on 360. And I also remember that Symphony of the Night pretty famously came out on Xbox Live Arcade at one point. But this was also an Xbox Live Arcade game and a PSN game on PS3. And because Castlevania does fun stuff with their subtitles or their second titles there, like I'm thinking about Dawn of Sorrow for the DS, Dawn D of Sorrow S. This one's called Harmony of Despair because it's HD. Because it was Good job, Johnny. You caught the patent. Yeah. So that's kind of neat. I can't remember though if that game was good or not, but you can get it for free and you can test it out yourself.
Yeah.
And then also we are getting Resident Evil Code Veronica X. That's 10/16 to October 31st, finishing out the month there. This is an HD remaster of the original PS2, or not the original, of the PS2 version of Code Veronica X, which itself is an enhanced version of Code Veronica, which originally came out on the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
So the X has a little bit of extra content, and then this version is a remastered one that came out on the Xbox 360.
What a silly game. Code Veronica was not good.
That's the one you play as Claire, correct?
Yeah. You play as Queen Claire, and they gave her a shitty game.
That's too bad.
Damn.
Moving on to PlayStation Plus, and we've got a few games here. One of them, for PS5 exclusively, is Hell Let Loose, which is a game we'll be talking about here in a bit on the upcoming games. That's a World War II shooter. And then for the PS4, Mortal Kombat 10 X.
X.
Hell yeah.
And they called it X. Okay.
Hell yeah.
But it is the 10th Mortal Kombat.
Hell yeah.
Mainline 10th one, but they're calling it X. It's like an iPhone, Except there was no 9. Mortal Kombat had a 9. That's the difference.
It was the that was the official reboot of the series. 9 was the reboot.
Right.
Yeah.
Apple decided not to reboot the iPhone with a 9 and just went straight to X.
Cowards.
I just like keep continuing to say Apple on this show because I know it makes one person on the podcast uncomfortable. Anyway, moving on. What will make that person a little bit more comfortable is that we're getting a golf game for free on your PlayStation 4 PGA Tour 2K21
golf game.
Bobby, you have this game, right? You've played this game?
I have this game. Yeah, I have it on. You can get this game for free on your PlayStation 4. You can find it on PC for like $10 to $12, and I think that's the place to play it, Johnny. It looks so good on PC. No, I don't know if you should play it. This is a fucking hardcore sim. It is.
It's not like Mario Golf?
This is probably the most sim golf game I've played ever. It's good though.
So on Friday when we play Mario Golf together, you're just going to be bitching about the realism and how it's not. Like
it depends. I might just be busy watching anime that night. So we'll see. That's what I do that now. So I mean, who knows what my Friday's going to look like?
Noted anime fan, Bobby P.
Holy shit,
Bobby! Why don't you continue being your smart ass self and tell us what's coming to Game Pass this month?
So Game Pass is going to be getting some pretty nice updates in October. First up, we get Phoenix Point coming to console only on October 1st. A game that
it's already out on PC.
It is out on PC. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Another game that I have been anxiously awaiting that is going to be on Game Pass as well is called Moonglow Bay. More to come on that one. That's going to be available on console and PC October 7th. We talked about Back 4 Blood, maybe off pod, but we've talked about on the show when that demo came out. But Back 4 Blood's going to be on console, PC, and cloud day and date October 12th. A game that I may or may not be interested in checking out called The Rift Breaker is going to be coming to console and PC on October 14th. Game called Into the Pit, console PC October 19th. Age of Empire 4 coming to PC and cloud on October 27th. And
baby.
Bassmaster Fishing.
Is Into the Pit the story of Andy Dwyer
from the story of Mario.
Oh.
Yes.
My mistake.
One and the same, at this point.
Bassmaster Fishing 2020.
Nice, Chase.
October 28th. And it is worth mentioning here because we're recording this on the 29th, but tomorrow on Game Pass, you can play that really well-received game that keeps on giving, MMO wannabe, play with your buddies. Marvel's Avengers lands on Game Pass tomorrow.
That's tomorrow?
That is tomorrow. And
you can play with Bobby.
You cannot play with me.
What? Why not?
Because I don't have an Xbox anymore.
Oh.
And if you think that they were able to get that thing off the ground with crossplay, boy howdy, you don't know shit about what happened with that game when it came out. They still haven't even got fucking Spider-Man in that game yet, let alone...
Really? Have they not?
No.
Holy shit.
No. They did just get Black Panther. I don't know if he's out yet or not, but Black Panther's coming, voiced by the same actor who voices Kratos. And
Christopher Judge.
Judge will be doing the voice of Black Panther on Marvel's Avengers.
Best game of all time, God of War 2018. Right. As voted by
the People's Game.
People.
The People's Champions.
I know. We know. It's bad. It's bad. It beat Grand Theft Auto 5 as the best game of all time. Yep. Sure. Wait, we're not. I really wish we don't have time. Who ran
that article?
IGN had brackets that people could vote on.
They do this every year, and it's always
a
shit show.
Right. You know what that all that translates to is that we need engagement. That's all that means. We need engagement.
I wish we had time to do a proper news segment this week because we had a Nintendo Direct. We had rumors of a Switch Pro, which is back in the news again for some fucking reason.
The Switch Pro is dead. Long live the Switch Pro.
Yeah.
Let it go.
We had the fucking Mario movie that we could have spent hours talking about the casting.
Oh my God.
So many things we could talk about. Well, we're not talking about any of them.
Okay, all right. Because I was going to... All right, okay.
Yeah, we have to move on.
We have to move on. The show.
Jack Black's an inspired choice. Everybody else can go fuck themselves. All right, let's move on. Not everybody. You know what I'm saying. You know where I'm going. You got a guy. You got a guy who does the voices. Let the guy do the voices. That's all I'm saying. All right, moving on. October 1st.
He's a nice boy. Let him get your mail.
FIFA 22.
Let me wash your sheets. I'm
Johnny,
gonna be in your house.
Johnny, you're the only man I know who enjoys soccer. That's not true. I'm sure there are other people who like soccer.
Hey,
but like Johnny, you're the
is
soccer
Jamie
man
in this game, Patrick?
Yeah. Where's the Ted Lasso mode?
Yeah, you're a Ted Lasso fan, right, Patrick?
I've been meaning to watch Ted Lasso.
Okay. So that's just me and Chase
on my radar. Yeah.
As a non-Apple employee on this podcast, I can say Ted Lasso good, and you can believe it.
Fair.
I will probably get this game when it goes on sale.
Oh, that's weird.
Like I do every year. So
yeah. Well, good. I'm glad the footy is back. The footy specifically is back on PC, Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and even Stadia. So you know they're desperate. Play FIFA.
Yeah, FIFA's cool. I mean, have you ever played FIFA before besides Johnny?
I'm a golfer. If you didn't catch that from the last segment.
Okay, yeah. No, FIFA slaps.
I played Goal for the NES. Does that count?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Then yeah, I've played a FIFA game before.
Damn right.
Also on the first is Phoenix Point. Bobby mentioned this is on Game Pass, but it's also coming out for PS4. So PS4 and Xbox One. It's been out on PC. It came out in 2019. This is from the creator of XCOM, Julian Gallup. And it came out on Stadia in January, and it comes with all 4 of its DLC packs, so you can get that.
I'm kind of curious about this one.
Yeah, I mean, now that we're XCOM experts, you got to jump in, right?
I honestly I sincerely think that we should maybe check this out one Monday.
I hear it's harder than XCOM.
Is it fair? Is it fairer than XCOM?
Maybe not. I don't know.
Oh man.
I'm just saying I like these kinds of games, and I'm probably not going to play Phoenix Point. So putting that out there. On October 5th, big day for video games. Starting off with Alan Wake Remastered on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. I have a question for you guys. Like this trailer, as you look at it does have a comparison for the old version to the new version. It does look objectively better, but does it look better enough that we care? And I think I want to open this up to more than just Alan Wake. I feel like we're getting remasters of games that do not need remasters at this point.
This one's a little different for me, not because it's visuals, but like this game was completely like, even if you had it prior, because of this weird thing with Energizer, you couldn't download this game. Like
right.
it was
what? Oh, what? Energizer.
So
it had some very specific product placement in it.
Yes.
Alan Wake literally walks in the forest with his cell phone and says, "Can you hear me now?"
Yeah. And the whole thing is like using a flashlight, so they had a big thing with Energizer batteries. And this game was like, you could not download it again, even from like, it was just scrubbed from the stores. And just before Control came out, they got the rights back to the game from Energizer. And it made people start to wonder, like, what's going on with Alan Wake? Why are they doing this with Control? Well, then they ended up doing the DLC for Control where Alan Wake's in it. And so I think that because of all that, and I think because Control was the game that took off for them in the way it did, they're trying to see, is there enough interest here? And the rumor mill has it that there's another Alan Wake game, because they have now confirmed the universe from Control is expanding out, and that Alan Wake is in that universe, or Control is in Alan Wake's universe, however you want to look at it. And I don't know if we need a remaster, but I think that they had to figure out a way to get this like available on modern console.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. And that's something I'm all for. Like, if it's about preservation, if it's about trying to get games back out there, totally. I'm all for putting Alan Wake on consoles so more people can play Alan Wake. But when you get a remaster like this, where I'm looking at it and I'm going, the original doesn't look that much worse. Like, it's fine.
Right.
You could just put that game instead and do whatever tiny little work you need to change a line of dialogue or to take out the Energizer references. But like I think maybe the most egregious one for me is The Last of Us. I don't think The Last of Us needed a remaster because that game already looked fucking great.
I get
it. You do it. Like, I don't know.
But wait, do you mean the one from PS3 to PS4, or the one that they're doing now? That is
isn't the one that they're doing
remastering
now?
it again.
Whatever.
Isn't it just like putting in like the maybe DualSense stuff in a 60 frames a second versus the?
I don't remember,
because the one from 3 to 4 was pretty substantial, I think.
Yeah, I mean, sure,
but yeah, I agree with you, Chase. Like, it's uncanny, and like the fact that like this one at least is coming out, I think, at a pretty reasonable price tag. I think this is like $30 for this one.
not bad.
That's not bad, yeah.
Where they've charged quite a bit more for others, but I agree. I think that preservation's one thing, but like cribbing at like this, we're making it the absolute best thing that you've seen on this console. Like, it's gonna take full power of the console. It's an old ass game. It's gonna play like an old ass game with a fresh coat of paint. Like, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, but I think it's not an old ass game though. It's an Xbox 360 game. It's not like Blue Point making Shadow of the Colossus, where when did it came? I think the original.
Isn't this like 2010?
Yeah.
It's still only a couple generations away. Like, I get remaking PS2 games. I get remaking PlayStation 1 games. Like, yeah, if you wanna remake or like super overhaul a game like Final Fantasy VII or Shadow of the Colossus, or even what they've done with Dark Souls, like, okay, I get it. Or not Dark Souls, Demon Souls. I get that. I think the Demon Souls one might be a little whatever, because again, like, I don't think Demon Souls was that bad. It's a PS3 game. It looked fine.
Yeah, I agree.
But
that remake looks so good.
Well, sure, it looks great, but
it's total eye candy. It looks miles apart from what that first game looked like.
I just don't think it was necessary. Anyway, I'd rather just somebody put out Demon Souls and just say, here's Demon Souls. Here's
the solo demons. What's next?
Also on October 5th, yeah, let's continue moving on. BPM, Bullets per Minute, comes out for PS4 and Xbox One. I think we talked about this game before somewhere.
We did.
It came out last year on PC. I still think it looks really cool. It's a rhythm game. It's a rhythm Doom, basically. And I think that's a cool idea that probably is awful for me to play. I don't think I would like to play this at all, but I like the idea, and I kind of like watching it. It seems neat.
Yeah.
I think that there's definitely a cool concept here. I would probably rather watch this than play this.
Yeah.
Speaking
of Doom-like games, also on the 5th is Exophobia, which comes out to
just
PC.
Doom.
Kinda, yeah. Comes out to PC, Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X.
I don't mean that as an insult.
I think this looks rad. I think this looks really rad. I kind of want to play this.
I like the gun a whole lot.
Mm-hmm. I just want to look at it. Look at this thing.
For some reason, I don't know why I go to Void Bastards with this, but
I can see that. Yeah.
But my mind immediately started thinking about Void Bastards, and I liked Void Bastards a good chunk. But this,
I think it's the colors.
Yeah,
like Void Bastards was a very like aqua seafoam color scheme with red.
Yeah.
To counter that.
I like this a lot. Whatever's going on here.
This is really cool.
So
I don't know if I'll play it, but it looks fun.
Might be one to check out. Worth checking out. It's on pretty much everything, so that's cool. We mentioned it before. This is going to be on PlayStation Plus, but Hell Let Loose comes out to both PS5 and Xbox Series X. It's been in early access on PC since 2019, but its full release came out in July of this year. This is a really hardcore squad-based World War II shooter. I feel like people are really getting into this.
Or maybe they were. BJE on it.
Yeah, you think?
Big Johnny energy on this one.
Yeah.
Yep.
The stuff I've heard about this game is that it is pretty. It's like they made a World War II simulation, in that it's not like Battlefield. You don't have numbers popping off people. You don't have medals pop up when you get a headshot. When you shoot, you don't know if you hit the guy. You don't know if you killed the guy. You just kind of have to guess or hope. There's a lot of sticking to your squad. Maybe the coolest part about this is that you have a squad leader and you have your squad. And I can't remember how many people are in your squad. It's like 4 or 5. And then your squad leader is able to communicate. Not everybody's able to communicate. You're all able to communicate with your squad, but your squad leader is also able to communicate with like a person who is playing this game almost like an RTS, where they are barking out commands and seeing the whole battlefield. And so they're talking to the squad leaders of all the different squads and can tell them, hey, you need to get your squad over here and support these guys. Or you guys are a mechanized unit. You guys are in tanks. We need you to push up in this direction. And so only one person on each side of the battlefield gets to have that one position. But then they're talking with all the other squad leaders, and then those people are talking to the rest of their squad.
Now that sounds cool.
It sounds really cool and really scary, like really intimidating to jump into something like that. But it's a hell of a.
I could see you doing the RTS thing, Chase.
Me, that's too much pressure. It's because I think these are like 60 on 60 battles. Like that is
hell yeah.
The thought that I am telling 60 people where to go, I don't know if I could do that. I would feel way too bad about the decision making. But
this is a PS Plus game.
Cool. It will be free on PS Plus. Yep.
Okay.
But it's also on Xbox Series X.
All right.
And it's on PC.
I'll check it out there.
Yeah.
Also on October 5th, we are getting Jet the Far Shore for PC, PS4, and PS5.
Ooh.
There we are.
This is one I'm really excited for. I was not the biggest fan of No Man's Sky, and I know a lot of people felt that way, and it's gotten better. And yes, I do agree it's gotten better. I think it looks really cool. But this, I think, is more my speed when it comes to exploring planets and just I think the vibe of this one is way closer to what I'm going for than something like No Man's Sky. I got the more muted color scheme.
Daniel Dwyer, friend of the show, he's been playing this game. He's actually been playing it for some time, and I was already sold on this from like day and date for the team making it the way it looks. Hearing him,
I mean, it's Super Brothers. Yeah, it's the first game the Super Brothers have made since Sword and Sorcery EP. Which, okay, I'm in already. I'll play whatever you guys make.
Danny sold this one hard, man. They were only able to talk about like a very small slice of it, and I think that this game might be withholding some things about where it's going to go, and I'm thrilled to check this one out. I cannot wait.
Okay, I'm right there with you. I like the way it feels like it has a good sense of speed when you're in your ship. Like that part kind of reminds me of Sable, where you're just streaming along these desolate lands. It's I'm looking forward to that one a lot.
Yep.
Also on the 5th, like I said, it's a big day for video games here. Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania coming to PC, Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. This is an enhanced remaster of the first 3 Super Monkey Ball games, so 1, 2, and Deluxe. And it's I have never played a Super Monkey Ball game. Has anybody here here familiar with the series?
No.
Okay. I think these games always look really cool though. I'm digging what they do with the kind of like the tilt style game. I think these games are accelerometer based. Or you can at least play an accelerometer based thing. I think you can also kind of control I think you're moving the stage, right? You're moving the stage, not the ball. Isn't that how this game works or this series works?
I think so.
Okay. I don't know. I've always thought Super Monkey Ball was pretty cool. The trailer that they have here goes through all the different Super Monkey Ball games they've made in the past, mobile games and that kind of stuff, but it's really only the first 3 that are going to be part of this Banana Mania package. Also, there are a ton of guest characters. A lot of Sega characters show up. So I know Sonic is in here.
What about Skate?
Is he the Jet Set Radio guy?
No, he's in Street.
No, right. That's of course. Sorry.
Bring back Skate.
Always bring back Skate. I do not believe Skate is in this game, sadly. But whoever the guy from Jet Set Radio is called. And then there's also a lot of paid DLC, like premium characters that aren't Sega characters, including Hello Fucking Kitty, and including the other Hello Fucking Kitty, Morgana from Persona 5 is paid DLC. So if you want to play as one of the worst characters in all of video games, as voted on by the Casual Hour, you can play Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania.
Whoa.
All right, let's move on from the 5th, and let's move to the 7th, where we are talking about Far Cry 6. Comes out to...
yeah.
Whoa, that's really?
Really soon. It's really soon. Giancarlo Esposito is so close. It's coming out to PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series
Patric,
X,
get it on PC.
and Stadia. So,
yeah.
Far Cry 6.
Very excited for that one. Got that Ubisoft Plus lined up for it. And Johnny and I have already talked about doing like some Friday nights with this one, because I think it's going to get real dumb and fun for some co-op shenanigans. So if I'm not mistaken, you can have more than 2 people at a time on a co-op, right, Johnny? Or is it only 2 people?
We've only ever done it just me and you.
Okay.
I don't know. I'd have to look.
But yeah, we're excited for this one.
Not bad, not bad. Also on the 7th, Moonglow Bay. Bobby mentioned this one. I'm going to let Bobby handle this one. It comes out to PC and Xbox One. Bobby, what's Moonglow Bay?
Yeah, man, Moonglow Bay looks awesome. It's got a really cool voxel style to it. You are a widow that takes up your late husband's fishing trade. And you come into this town of Moonglow Bay, and you're going to be interacting and learning about the town you're into. This game is really pulling on the heartstrings in a lot of ways. And there's over 100 species of fish and aquatic life that you can capture and catch. And then you're like doing stuff with the town. It's got a really cool look to the map and the book system of it. And you're cooking things. You learn how to do that. And the whole thing is about you helping your character get out of a depression. And so I really dig what's going on with it. I think it'll probably be a great game for fans of like Stardew Valley and maybe Animal Crossing to check out. It is going to be on Game Pass, so you can check that out there as well.
Looks like a Minecraft mod.
Yeah, definitely. Tearaway, not Tearaway, but that one game where you destroy the towns. Can't remember the name of it right now. That came out early access on Steam last year. That, and then of course Minecraft Teardown. Yes, but this has gotten a lot of press and a lot of buzz about being just a super chilled out, like really fun fishing game as well. And you do have a museum that you're putting stuff into. You're doing errands. So Chase, even for you, like I think knowing your love of Animal Crossing, like this might be something to keep on your radar this year.
For sure. Oh, one more thing I wanted to mention about the 5th. That's also when we're going to hear about the final Smash Fighter. That was one of the things we heard in the Nintendo Direct. So in addition to all those games, we'll get to see Sakurai talk about a video game character or maybe not a video game character. Who knows? It's probably Goku. He'll do that for an hour.
Sora.
I'm sure.
Why would you put that negative energy out into the universe?
Sora. It's going to be Sora. As a final fuck you to the fans, it's going to be Sora.
It's Sora in Waluigi's outfit.
Oh, God. It's Chris Pratt.
It's a double.
I don't like it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. It should be Chris Pratt. God damn it. That would be so good. That'd be so good.
It's just Chris Pratt as Chris Pratt.
Especially because when you knock him off the stage, he just says, I fell into the pit. And he just dies over and over again. That'd be great. Fuck, that'd be so good.
His assist trophy is Mouse Rat.
Yes. God. Or Teddy Bear Suicide, or God Hate Figs, or all the other dumb names they had for their band. God. Well, back to our calendar here. Weirdly enough, nothing comes out on the 8th of October, so I guess we'll just move right on.
Oh, I beg your pardon?
Oh, I suppose there is something.
I beg your pardon.
There's a new console. There's a new console coming out on the 8th. The Switch OLED. The SWOLED.
Nah. Hey, listen.
What?
Our queen, Samus Aran, she returns to grace us.
No. She's already returned. We've had Metroid Samus Returns. We already had that game.
Damn it. Well, you know what? She's coming
back. We've had Metroid
back.
2, The Return of Samus. Samus has returned twice.
She's coming back.
Is this the 5th one?
This is technically Metroid 5.
Yes. Yeah, I think so. Yes, Metroid 5.
Okay.
Yes.
Don't you remember the trailer where they flashed Metroid 5 and then never said Metroid 5 again and just kept calling it Dread? And what the fuck is this game called? What are you doing?
It's called Game of the Year. That's what it's fucking called. All right.
It's a new 2D Metroid game. I could not be happier for the 2D Metroid. I am not one of those people, but good on you guys.
Is this inspired by Hollow Knight?
Okay. All right. Let's move on.
So I am, Patrick. You said that this is like a game that you're hyped for. This could be your game of the year. Certainly, It sounds like maybe your most anticipated game thus far in 2021.
By far.
You're not getting the new Switch for this, right? You're just playing on your Switch, checking that out?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, nah.
Okay.
Yeah. The man who hates the Switch is getting the new Switch. Isn't that right, Bobby?
I am getting the new Switch. I don't know. I've already heard some really positive things from people who've had some time with this game. Like, it's already making some pretty good impressions. I don't have a lot of history with Metroid. Like, I certainly respect it. But I may pick it up. I'll have the new hardware and see. I'm gonna see where I'm at. Like, I'm not gonna. I really want to get through Eastward and finish that up. So I may pick this up. Yeah, it looks interesting. Like, I like Metroidvania games, so I should probably play the one that they have here. But we'll see.
If you can play Super Metroid on this, what's it called, Nintendo Online?
Nintendo Switch Online. Yeah. And Bobby also has the Super NES Mini.
Nice.
So he's got multiple ways of playing that.
Super Metroid is an absolute masterpiece, and I'm gonna say this on the stream here. If we could do a quick look of this, I would be more than happy to facilitate that.
Okay, that'd be great.
Since I'm the only one who's buying this game, apparently.
Well, Bobby, if you're looking for something really pretty to play on your Switch, but don't want to get Metroid Dread for whatever reason, you could get Tetris Effect Connected, which is also coming out on the 8th. I know you have Tetris Effect. I think you have the PSVR version. Yes.
Yep.
Which great version. But Tetris Effect Connected is coming to the Switch. This came out to Steam in August, and
playing this on PSVR, I think, from what I've read, is the closest thing that my dumb little ass is ever going to do to get to DMT. And it was an experience. Like, it definitely did some things to my brain that I wasn't quite ready for.
It's a lot. So the connected version came out to Xbox. I can't remember when the Xbox version came out, but the connected part has multiplayer in it, co-op and a competitive mode, which the original Tetris Effect did not. It was a solo experience. So that's cool, and now it's out on the Switch, or it's going to be out on the Switch, so that experience is there, and it comes with all that co-op and competitive stuff in there for the Switch version. So that game's good. It's got real good music, real good visuals.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a thing, and probably really pops nicely on that Switch OLED. Yeah. On the 12th, we are getting Back for Blood for PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. This is the Left 4 Dead one. They made a Left 4 Dead.
It's
the Left 4 Dead people made a new Left 4 Dead.
It is fun for sure. I played the demo. Really dug the demo. It's a fun game. Like, this would be a really cool co-op experience with y'all.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm ready for it.
Also on the 12th, Disco Elysium, the final cut, comes to Switch. Mm-hmm. Finally, I get to play Disco Elysium, the final cut. This has been out on other consoles for a while, but now on Switch, and it includes all of those final cut editions, including the full voice acting and all that stuff. I
don't know really if this is the best place to buy this
game. I can't imagine a worse experience than playing this game on the Switch.
It's my only experience. I'm doing it.
You have a PlayStation 5.
I don't want to play it there. I want to
can't imagine how small that text is going to be.
Chase.
It'll be fine.
This is going to suck on there.
All right, I'll take your word for it, but I'm going to play it. On October 14th, we're getting the Rift Breaker for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. Bobby, I think you mentioned this is a Game Pass game as well.
Yep. It'll be on Game Pass.
I wrote 3 letters here on my notes. BBE. This is a big old Bobby energy over here.
Yeah, this one definitely looks like something I'd be into. I don't know how much I love the isometric stuff here, but I think that I'll be able to zoom in. This this looks like a lot, and I know that they're doing some time-lapse stuff on the builds with it. And I'm trying to like piece together, because you are doing some patrol work, but I'm trying to piece together like what exactly are you doing? Like, are you building a factory? Are you building a power grid? All these things seem to be the case. But it also looks,
I think you're building multiple factories because the way this trailer started, you're on this world and you start out. You've got a pretty annoying, honestly, robot AI buddy who's talking to you about what you should do. I hope the full game doesn't have all that shit, but you're building in this one area, and then it looks like you can eventually go to different areas on the same planet. Like it takes you to like a desert environment where you can go and pick up sand and turn it into glass, or go and find the volcanoes that are there, like we're seeing now. And now you can get these kinds of resources. So it's like you have. It actually reminds me of that last Sim City that nobody liked, where everybody had different cities and different places that specialized in different kinds of things, and then they could pool all of their resources together to do bigger projects. And I think that's what this game is doing. It's like, hey, I have a factory that's set up in this biome, and it's getting me those materials. And then I have a different factory set up in this biome, and it's getting me those materials. And now I can combine those two things and go to that third biome and get those other materials that I wasn't able to get to before. And that sounds like a real Bobby thing to me.
Yeah,
this game looks cool.
Yeah, I was really appreciative of you putting it in there and like checking it out, because like I just haven't heard of it before this. And I'll talk about it.
It's free for you.
Yeah,
so.
I definitely was like, I made a comment in my notes before I did the Game Pass stuff where I'm like, hey, like this, I'll say it now, there's like 3 games that I could pick that I don't have listed down below just because like backlog status right now. Right. But knowing that this is a Game Pass game, like I think it's probably worth like checking out, quick look minimally, and seeing what's going on there.
Yep.
It's not overwhelming at all.
Yeah, certainly not. Moving on to the 15th, we are getting the Crysis Remastered Trilogy for PC, Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. This runs 4K 60 FPS on PC, and also the new consoles. Probably not the Switch.
That one that Bloomberg's talking about, yes.
Yeah, sure. I've always wondered about Crysis. Like, that was the game that killed your PC, that all the manufacturers had to build up to. It was like, oh, can it run Crysis? Can it run Crysis? And now it feels like such an afterthought. Right. And I guess the other 2 Crysis games, Crysis 2 and 3, were not as good, or just 3 especially felt like it fell off the face of the earth.
I've never played a single one.
Yeah, me either.
I played 2 on the Xbox 360, and it was fine. Like it was, I think it was more of a visual feast than, anything else.
I think that from what I was told, because I asked somebody who had played them, like, hey, should I check this out? And then I got a, gaming PC. And they're like, they play probably pretty they feel outdated the way that they'll play. They might look the part now, but it's a lot of stuff that you've experienced and moved past when it comes to FPS. But
yeah, like the suit stuff sounded maybe the most interesting part to me, where it's like your suit has, hey, I can change to active camo, or now I can change to super speed, or now I can change to super strength to punch this guy and to knock him super far, and then I can switch back to stealth mode and go stealthy again. I don't know. It just feels like something that's really missing in my gaming vocabulary, because it was such a big thing for a relatively long time, where it was like, what can run this game?
Right.
And I think the weirdest thing to me is that the second game just like, we'll put it on 360. And it's like, wait, whoa, I thought this is the game, this is the series that can't run on anything. It's too powerful. And now it just runs on a 360 like every other game. But yeah, I think the original game, like there was a Crysis HD that already got remastered, and I think it's really just the other 2 games that are getting the remaster treatment and getting put together in this trilogy. But that is available for you if you'd like to play those.
Good.
Also on the 15th, Demon Slayer, also known as Kimetsu no Yaiba. Bobby knows this, obviously. He's an anime fan. The Hinokami Chronicles. Yeah, I mean, why don't you? Well, hang on.
No.
Let me do.
No.
Hang on.
We don't have time for it tonight.
I'm not doing that. I'm just looking it up. Okay, Bobby. Thank God, Demon Slayer is not on the list of hey Bobby, what's this anime about? So it is pretty self-explanatory. He's a guy who slays demons. Like that's the anime.
I wouldn't have guessed
he
that.
slays the demons. Yeah, I know you probably wouldn't have guessed it. But this game is made by CyberConnect 2. They're the people who made the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm games.
Bamboo?
Who is she?
There was a woman that had like a Komodo on and it looked like she was eating bamboo.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. His sister. She's a demon. His sister turned into a demon. Okay, now it's Hey Chase. What is this anime about? Demon Slayer is about a boy who becomes a demon slayer because his sister gets turned into a demon by another demon, but she keeps enough of her humanity where she is like kind of halfway between demon and not demon. So he puts that big piece of bamboo in her mouth to like keep her from biting anybody and turning them into demons. It's a little Vampire Rules.
Can we move on to the next game, please?
Well, fuck you, Johnny. This is anime. Also, this is a pretty good anime. People should watch Kimetsu no Yaiba.
We should talk about it at a time when we aren't recording a podcast.
Hey, you guys talked about Deathloop for an hour, so I feel okay going through the regular segment. I didn't even have any games this week, so screw you guys. This is all you. This is all your fault. Anyway, this is a fighting game. It probably plays a lot like those Naruto Ultimate Ninja games, which are pretty good games, and it's pretty impressive to me how much this looks like the anime.
Looks flashy.
It looks super flashy, super colorful, really vibrant and intense colors to this, which the anime has in spades as well. I'm really impressed with the way this looks. So,
nice style.
And it looks like it goes through the story to the movie. So it had a season 1, and then there was a movie about a train, and it looks like this takes all that stuff. The train movie is not bad. Moving on, also on the 15th, The Good Life comes out to PC, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. When I looked at this game, I probably wouldn't have given it a second thought because it just kind of looks like a lot of maybe generic-looking games. But then I saw the name Swery attached to this, and Swery of Deadly Premonition fame. And that means it's probably going to be real interesting and maybe a little bit weird. And it looks like you potentially turn into a cat or a dog or different animals, and you're controlling those animals as well. I don't know. This seems weird, and I kind of want to know more about it. But The Good Life. Check it out. On the 21st... Wow. You don't know, Bobby. Might be good. Might be your game of the year.
Speaking of cats.
Shit. Fuck, man. That hurts. Also, on the 21st, we're getting a little to the left, which one person on our panel apparently doesn't like because it's ruining his birthday or whatever. And that's coming out to PC. This is a cute little puzzle game that showed up on the Wholesome Direct. Bobby, I think you and I both looked at this and thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I like the idea of this quite a bit.
Yeah, just like if you are OCD, this is the game for you. It's like it just fixes everything, makes you feel good, putting stuff, organizing it. On the 26th, we are getting Guardians of the Galaxy for PC, Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X.
Speaking of Chris Pratt.
No Chris Pratt in this game.
No, then I don't want it.
You know what? I think I would have been much more excited for this without the Avengers game. And this is different, I know, but it's close enough.
You are Star-Lord, Bobby.
You're not wrong, Bobby.
You're not playing as anybody else. You're Star-Lord, and it's not Avengers. That's been the whole marketing push of this game. It's not Avengers.
This is single player. This is a single player game. I think that this game will probably be pretty damn cool, but I gotta wait. I gotta wait on this one, man. After what happened with the Avengers and Square, like I gotta wait on this and see. I'd love for it to be good.
Is this also developed by the people at Square Enix?
Yeah.
different team, but
different team. But it's coming from Square.
It's Eidos Montreal.
Yeah, it's not Crystal Dynamics. Crystal Dynamics is the one who did Avengers.
Montreal. Right? What is it? What have they done before?
Deus Ex.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
but still,
I get it.
Let the pain settle before you put another one of these joints out. Square.
Also, you are Insomniac. Sorry.
Also on the 26th, we're getting Solar Ash. Finally, I think we've mentioned this game
a lot,
and the number of these previews. But it got a release date trailer, like a trailer specifically to say this game comes out on the 26th. Solar Ash from the makers of Hyper Light Drifter. I'm really excited for this when it comes out to PC, PS4, and PS5. This just looks smooth. I like drifting on these clouds and running around. It's like Shadow of the Colossus except more fluid, and I'm digging everything about this game.
Yeah, it's got a really good look to it. It looks like it's got some nice traversal in it as well. I'm curious where it fits in, if there is like any crossover into Hyper Light Drifter when it comes to the universe.
Yeah, I wonder.
That'd be tight.
I didn't finish Hyper Light. I really liked the bits that I played, but I don't like that game was pretty grounded. Like you're not going to space or anything, and this game seems to be all about traversing
weird shit,
planetoids and things like that. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if there's any connective tissue in there.
Yeah, we'll see. I want to check out more of it. I think it looks pretty slick.
On the 27th, there's a little game called Super Robot Wars 30. And
so I wrote usually 3 letters on this one. I don't know if
Did you now? I read them, PC. Usually we don't talk about Japanese-only games here. This is not a Japanese-only game anymore! Hell yeah! Officially coming to North America on Steam, on PC, official English release for Super Robot Wars 30. That's not where I'm playing it. I'm playing that imported Switch version, baby, because of course I am.
Is this one of the ones that you've already played?
No.
This is a new
one.
No,
for that you'd have to go to my YouTube channel. This is a brand new Super Robot Wars game. It is not the 30th Super Robot Wars game. In fact, they've probably made more than 30 Super Robot Wars games in the past. But this is the 30th anniversary of Super Robot Wars. So that is where the 30 comes from. So continuing, it's really good. They've gone from V to X to T and now to 30, just so you have no idea what order these games actually come in.
Makes perfect sense.
It does. The T stands for Terra because it's all about Earth. The X stands for Cross because it's crossover. And never mind, we'll get into it later. Super Robot Wars 30, I'm super excited for it. So officially coming to PC in America on Steam. But if you want to play it on the Switch or on your PS4, you can import that through, PlayAsia. Or you can do what an incredibly stupid member of this podcast did and accidentally purchase it on a Hong Kong eShop using your Nintendo eShop coins that you didn't even think worked on a different region's eShop, but hey, it did, and hopefully it comes in English and it's not just Chinese. Fingers crossed.
Because you can't get that back, right?
Actually, I could so I don't read Chinese, but I could at least read the diagram that said within 7 days of it coming out, I can request a refund and get it, no questions asked. So I could maybe. I don't know. I'm probably just going to roll the dice. If I get it and it doesn't work, then I just go and get the PlayAsia version. It's fine.
Shout out to PlayAsia.
Shout out.
PlayAsia does good stuff. I know you guys don't care. I'm so excited. I'm a little less excited because I've been playing Super Robot Wars X for months now on my YouTube channel. So I'm actually a little fucking tired of Super Robot Wars. But at the same time, holy shit, I can't wait for Super Robot Wars 30. Okay, I'll move on. On the 28th, we are getting Age of Empires 4, AOE 4, coming to PC. I never had a PC growing up, so I didn't get to play cool RTS games like Age of Empires. I would like to. Somebody tell me how cool Age of Empires is and why I should be jealous that I don't get to play it.
I just have very fond memories of playing Age of Empires when I was a kid. So I'm excited for it off principle. I have no idea how this game's gonna end up.
Yeah.
Seriously.
There were other Age of Empires games that have come to consoles though, right? Wasn't there was it Age of Empires 3 that got remastered not too long ago?
I think so. Yeah.
2 and 3.
And 3? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's cool. That's great that the AOE fans are getting more of what they love, and I wish I could be one of you. I think I've mentioned this on the show before, but the only RTS I've really ever played is Warlocked for the Game Boy Color. That is not a console for RTS games.
Doesn't sound like it.
No, it's not.
That game was published by Nintendo, though. I didn't realize that, but that game, that's weird. That's it. That's the last Smash character. It's Chicken Whiz. Chicken Whiz from Warlocked is good. He's a wizard who turns people into chickens. That's why he's called Chicken.
Damn well better be.
Okay. On the 28th as well, we are getting Riders Republic from Ubisoft. That is coming to PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and Stadia. This one's been pushed back at least once. Yeah, I thought a lot.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's really coming out this time. This is kind of like the pseudo sequel to Steep.
Yep.
And I don't know. It seems fun. It seems like a bunch of people having a good time doing extreme sports. It's like Forza Horizon if they took away all the cars.
And Ubisoft always dunks harder on their second outing. It seems like, and Steep, I know, did not come in as hot as they wanted it to, but this had a demo that launched around the game show or Gamescom. And people seem to be pretty hot on the demo for it, so we'll see.
I like the look. I like the attitude. I'm not against this.
Yeah, I got Ubisoft Plus, so I'll probably pick it up just to see what it's about because it'll be on that service, and see what it's all about.
Yeah,
like this feels like it would make a great PlayStation Plus game.
Looks fun.
A Game Pass game. But
I would agree.
That's probably not going to happen because it's on the Ubisoft Plus thing. But yeah. Also on the 28th, we are getting Voice of Cards, The Isle Dragon Roars, which was debuted at the Nintendo Direct that came out last week that we are not talking about. But this is a card game by Yoko Taro.
It's good.
Oh.
Yoko Taro of Nier fame. It does have a demo out, right? Bobby, is that what you said it's good?
Yeah.
Like you've played the demo?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm pretty excited for it. I also downloaded that demo. I need to play it. But...
It's a really fun way of telling the story too, and like your dialogue choices are you playing cards. The battling in it seems really, really well. It's got more turn-based DNA in it than it does like deck building DNA. And as you can see here in the video,
the cards almost feel like more of an aesthetic. Like even the overworld that you're walking around is just made up of cards.
Yep.
Like everything is cards.
Yep.
Everything is cards and nothing is cards.
It's cool. It's a cool concept. The demo's out there on Switch. You should check it out. It's neat.
Shit.
Cool. Sorry, writing something down real quick. Okay, last game on the list, and it's a banger, guys. October 29th, Mario Party Superstars!
Damn.
Comes after the Nintendo Switch. Who is ready for Superstardom? 50 turns of Mario Party, let's go!
This isn't a new one, right? Or is this a...
No.
It's an old one?
It's the new old one.
It's a bunch of the maps from the N64
Is this
ones.
New Mario Party
not
or
just
more
that,
Mario
right?
Party?
No, it's the first 3 Mario Party games. It's a selection of which are all N64. It's a selection of courses from those games.
It's smashing the good ones. I'm putting air quotes for
Was Mario Party ever good?
I remember having a fun time with the N64 ones, but I was also a dumb child back in those days. So
I had a blister on the palm of my hand from this game when I was in...
Sure, yeah. Like Nintendo had to send out those fucking gloves so you could... And they didn't brand them either because they didn't want people requesting the gloves just so they could get a cool Nintendo branded glove. So like it has no Nintendo branding. No one will know that it's a Mario Party glove. But yeah, that Nintendo 64 controller would really fuck up your palm if you tried to play it with that. But Yeah. So it's a smattering from those first few Mario Party games. It's not everything. It's kind of like the way they did WarioWare Gold or the Rhythm Heaven remix, whatever they called it.
And I use
Megamix. That's it.
One of those reissued N64 controllers with this game.
That is an excellent question. Those come out. I have that listed. Those come out sometime this month, sometime in October. The N64 controller and also the Genesis controller. Also, we're only getting the 3 button here in the States, but they're making the 6 button for Japan at least, and maybe Europe too. That's fucked up. That's real fucked up that they aren't bringing a 6 button Genesis controller over here. Also fucked up that they cost $50. Each of them cost $50.
Costs $40 and it doesn't even fucking work. You can spend $80 for a set of Joy-Cons and you can just have your character going in circles the whole time. So
yeah. Patrick, do you want to pay $50 for a controller with 3 buttons on it?
No.
I also say no.
For no
I love
reason
the Genesis, but this is not the way you do it.
No.
Technically, it's 4 buttons. There's a start button on there and then a D-pad. But
how about I take us home on that note?
That's a no from me, dog.
That's a no from me, dog.
Well, I mean, we have to talk about our monthly picks. Are you going to do that, or are you? Yeah. So we got to pick what we're picking. Patrick, you're joining us here. What do you got here? I see you got GOTG. So hey, thanks for the shout out for Gamers on the Go. Really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, you're welcome.
Not a game that's coming out in October, but all the same, really appreciate the love.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, you mean Guardians of the Galaxy? Oh, the lesser GOTG. I get you. Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa.
Guardians.
You're not saying anything bad about my podcast, right?
No, never. No. Wow, no, of course not. No. But no, Guardians of the Galaxy, of course. Very, very, very excited for that. And Back for Blood on Game Pass. Fuck yeah. And then, of course, like I said, Dread. Metroid Dread. Oh, yes, baby. Cannot wait.
All right. Pretty good stuff. Johnny, what are you thinking for the month of October?
I just tried to pick something that was different from you and Bobby. So,
yeah. Good job.
I do have Far Cry 6 on there. I've never played a Super Monkey Ball game. I thought that might be fun to check out. And then I've also never played Age of Empires, and that's going to be on Game Pass. So I'll be checking that out. And I do enjoy an RTS. So,
bad. Bobby, how about you?
Jet the Far Shore, Moonglow Bay, Far Cry 6. I got my eye on a few others, as I mentioned earlier. Going to see how I can fare over the next several weeks with my backlog before I start to take on a ton in October. I need a month to lit up a little bit.
It's going to be November, and I'm going to go, Bobby, what'd you like from October? And you're just going to say, Rift Breaker, baby! Game of the year! Rift Breaker, it's all I play. The only game.
Maybe.
We'll see. And as for me, it's Jet the Far Shore. I really think that game looks cool. Solar Ash. And did I mention Super Robot Wars fucking 30 is coming out? Hell yeah.
I'm so excited for you.
Yeah. Are you as excited as I am for you for Metroid Dread?
Yes, seriously, I am. And I was looking at the trailer for that game for Super Robot Wars, and yeah, it looks interesting.
Looks anime.
Yeah, it looks very anime.
Those games are extremely animated.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, I love it.
And I'll also be grabbing Disco Elysium as well, even though apparently this is the worst way to play it ever, and I'm going to hate it or myself or both. I don't know.
There's better ways to do it, I think.
Well, yeah, if I had a super powerful
PlayStation
PC,
5?
sure, I would have played it there. Nah, I'm okay. I want to play it in bed. I want to have it on my chest as I'm
Better go to Walgreens and get yourself some readers, man. All right,
take it home, Bobby. What do you got?
Thank you so much for putting that together. The list always impresses. And as we're wrapping up here, let's talk about what's ahead for us. So we are coming back together, the 4 of us, Friday night for Mario Golf Super Rush. It's going to be a really good time. Finally going to have it happen. I can't wait. We tried to do it last week. Things didn't work out. We tried to do it a few times. It's going to be good. We've got a new quick look going up tomorrow. So if you would like to swing by YouTube, you can, or if you're listening to this, we got a new quick look up on youtube.com/casual hour. Go check it out. If you're watching us, there's the links for all those things. We had another quick look go up earlier this week where we put out the one for Deathloop. That was Johnny and I. That was a ton of fun. Go check that one out. Chase and I, we went back to Grifflands on Monday, and we're still kind of restructuring what the next few weeks of Casual Mondays are going to look like. So more updates on that soon. But then we're going to be getting back to you all next week with some updates, and there'll be some time away for some of us coming up, but it will all work out the way we need it to. It'll be good. Little vacation, and we'll let Johnny pull the strings and hope like hell that people be nice to him and pay 30,000 coins for that.
We'll see.
When it all falls apart, we'll know who to blame.
Patric, since you are here this week, why don't you tell the fine folks where they can find you, or they can follow along with what you're up to?
Yeah. I am P Brown the Aeon on literally all of my socials. So you can go to my recently created website, pbrowntheaeon.com, and that will direct you to all of my social media presence. New songs coming soon as per usual. Couple other things in the works I can't quite talk about yet, but yeah.
Very cool, man. And thanks again for hanging out this week. We enjoyed having you. Chase, you've been teasing some stuff. What do you got going on?
Yeah, like I said at the top of the show, I'm playing a game for Gamers on the Go right now. I've got a new episode. I've got it not scheduled, but I know who I'm going to talk about it with. I know what it's going to be about. Just need to put it together. So that's really exciting. You can find that at gamersonthego.com once it's out. That should come out sometime in the month of October, hopefully the early part of the month. And then I also mentioned I've been playing Super Robot Wars X on my YouTube channel in anticipation for Super Robot Wars 30. That's not true. I didn't know that game was coming out until I had started playing Super Robot Wars X. But I'm really close now, at least in the recordings. I've only got 4 more episodes to record. There are a lot more episodes, though, coming out since I record them so much earlier. So there will be episodes all throughout October, and you can find those at Chase K Plays on YouTube.
Sounds great. Johnny, what have you been playing with your son?
Oh gosh, excuse me. Nothing. I got that Hot Wheels Unleashed game that comes out tomorrow. I'm gonna check that out with him because it has split screen.
Cool.
We wrapped up Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, which isn't a video game, but it's a book we've been reading together, and we're on Chamber of Secrets now. That's really awesome to share that with him.
Hell yeah.
Still all Minecraft all the time with that kid.
Sounds like an 8-year-old dude.
Yep.
Well, hey, got some fun games to look forward to in October. Thank you all for hanging out. Like, subscribe, follow along with everybody and what they're doing. Follow Chasey K Plays, follow P Brown, follow us at Casual Hour. And let's come back Friday night for some good old-fashioned fun with some golf that will be as accurate to the game as ever. We'll see y'all Friday night. Take care.
Later.